Welcome to Design Talks, where bold ideas meet real spaces, and the spotlight is on the stories that are shaping India's design scene. I am Prerna Kapoor, your host for today, and we'll dive deep into what's the truth behind good design and what actually 20 years of design can teach you about building spaces that lasts. Hi Sapna, how are you?
Very nice. Hi.
It's so nice to have you here and dive deep into you're running a firm which is 20 odd years old.
23.
23.
Years old.
That's like more than like all of the years put together for a lot of people. I want to understand आपकी journey का से start हुई. Let's start from the beginning. Where did it start? When did you think you wanted to become an architect or a designer and go into this space?
I think my journey started in 2002. My love for design has always been there, but somehow, honestly, I've been an extremely intelligent child from the childhood. I would rise to the top and then just suddenly lose all my interest into it. That means I did swimming, and then my teacher wanted me to go for nationals. I just lost my interest. Same happened with Bharatnatyam. I just rose suddenly, and then they wanted me to come in the assembly, in the auditoriums. I didn't want to do it any further. It was a pattern that was never leaving me. So it went with sitar and everything. And then I joined interior designing for just one reason. When my college degree ended, I was among the top 2 in the Asia.
College degree किस चीज में?
I did it in BSc Home Science Honors.
Okay.
So I stood second in Asia. And then my teacher told me that join post graduation because for the first 7 seats it's free. For the next 7 seats you'll have to compete. You'll never be able to do it. And I didn't want to do it. Because I was given it on a platter, I didn't want to do it.
Right.
So I lost my interest. I joined interior designing because I didn't want to do that post graduation degree. And then something clicked. I don't know, I just don't lose my interest in interior designing. It's like I breathe it every day and I still love it today.
Was there any inspirations around you at that time? Was there anybody in the family who was
Nobody.
Nobody.
It was just me, my choice, and this is one thing. It's more passion, it's more love than anything else. And I don't think I stopped loving it till date.
They say that find your passion and you'll love your job. I
So
think.
it's not job to me any further.
Right, absolutely.
It's been a love affair with interior design.
Absolutely. We just started with a point that it's been 2 decades of the firm.
Yes.
So, आज भी what does it takes for you to pull out that pencil, get on the sheet, go to a new design, go to a new site? Like, what does it feel to start a new project even today?
I think what excites me most today is the moment that the first line is drawn. When there is nothing, it's just that blank canvas. And there is nothing which is fixed. There is no walls, there are no labels.
Right.
There is a nothingness, a stillness. There is just an intent to do something. That something is a trust. Someone's trust on you, which they will live in. That is something that I think excites me the most. And the rest, I think, grows along with.
Take me along through your journey of the project. Like, from the day you visit the site, how does it start? Where does it go from there? And then what does it lead to? Take me through your journey of the design.
So, the design journey starts with the intent from the client. What does they want? We generally start with the requirement set. So, there are 3 things we need to know from the client: their requirements, their budget, and their choice. So,
right.
Just
Isn't choice something that they're usually more, mixed feelings रहती हैं उनके लिए? Like today they like this, tomorrow they like that. How do you put choice into it?
So there are a lot of questions that we ask the client. For example, when I'm talking about the requirement set, let's come to the requirement set first. There are about 130 questions that we ask to the client before we actually put a pen on a paper. I mean, I really want to know if they have pets,
Right.
if they want a pet shower or not.
Right.
How many sandals do you have? I know everything about the client before I put it on a paper. That's
Hmm.
one. Mood board is something that we do with the client when we need to connect with them on an emotional level.
Hmm.
So we need to understand the person as a human being,
Hmm.
not just what he's wishing for. So there are two very different things. There is a wishful thinking, something that the society has probably demanded out of him. There is something that the individual stands for.
Right.
Those two things are very different.
Absolutely.
And sometimes the client himself or herself do not know what the intent behind the design could be.
Right.
They can't put it in words.
Hmm.
So that's where we step in. We ask like a lot of questions. Where do you want to go to for a holiday? Which
Right.
hotel do you love?
Absolutely.
Where do you shop? Which color do you wear? I know everything about the client
Hmm.
before we actually start putting his dreams onto paper.
You know, they say an architect becomes the friend of the client at the end of the project, like by the end of the project, because you know, like so much in the process, I think it becomes a part of the journey.
I think मैं ऐसे समझती हूँ कि another 20-25 years I'll be a very good marriage counselor. I would have gone through everything.
It has come to that point. Love it. Love it.
So अगर मैं ये नहीं करूँगी तो मैं marriages सेट कर सकती हूँ बड़े अच्छे से.
Amazing. I will be visiting you after those years, probably for your service in a different domain altogether. Love it. So, Sapna, I also want to understand, you mentioned about this journey. Does this also translate in the commercial spaces, or is it any different in commercial spaces?
Are human beings not the same?
Well, they are.
So aren't their feelings the same? Most of the commercial spaces, apart from the brands that we work with, which have a brand details which come along with the commercial details that come in, where there is no thought to design, literally. We just have to put the brand's identity onto paper. Apart from that, whenever we are making a commercial space for individuals, for MSMEs, for startups, even for professionally owned companies, where there's still an owner there. Aren't we humans at the back end? Aren't the wishes just the same?
Right. Absolutely.
So it's not about residential or commercial, even hospitality. I think the wishes are just the same.
Right.
The budget
Absolutely.
is there.
Absolutely.
The needs are there.
So, Sapna, I want to understand, as a creative director, as somebody who is running this global brand across countries, across cities, how hands-on is it viable for you to be on like each of the projects? How hands-on are you as a creative
It's
director?
my baby. I'm available to every project possible, especially at the beginning and at the end. So the first intent and the final detail both have to go through me. So it's like there are so many people working with us.
Absolutely.
But it's one project has to come through one mind. Ultimately, with all the thoughts that's happening, don't get me wrong, I trust my team completely. But there is something called the soul of the space.
Right.
That means even if the team members are giving their ideas, they have different intents, different designs, but then that whole intent has to pass through me, always.
Does it sometimes conflict with the ideas of leadership? Like, what I'm trying to say is, being a creative person, you require your own space sometimes. Or you know,
Always.
work always, right? Or I was saying you work with a team and brainstorm ideas. It's either this way or that. But as a leader, it's a very collective effort to pull, to have the team together and make basically like run the show. And this is very conflicting in both the sense. So does it come, how do you operate as a leader differently? How do you operate as a creative director differently?
Okay, so when it comes to creative space, every creative person is the best when left alone.
I agree.
Correct?
Absolutely.
So maybe somebody is best with nature inspired surroundings. Maybe somebody is at their best when they are just alone sitting in their room. Now, two people are not different. They're just two different people. They're not alike. The thought processes run differently. Doesn't mean that the creativity cannot come out in two different situations. holding everything in creativity, but also managing your team is again a creative process.
I think because you're able to probably do it so nicely. I think
Not really that. We just need to understand when we are dealing with a client, we're dealing with human beings, we're dealing with emotions, we're dealing with their dreams, their thoughts, their likingness and not likingness. We're doing the same with our team.
with the team as well.
What's so different? If they are putting up their ideas, maybe they have better ideas than me. We just need to acknowledge it.
Absolutely.
That's being a leader. You just
Absolutely.
acknowledge
I mean, giving them space to talk about their ideas, that is being a leader, definitely.
I think it's just about acknowledging that when somebody has done their job, the credit goes to them. That's one thing. B, you have to listen not just about what they're saying, but also in between the lines. So there's a lot of silent conversation which happens, and it's not two different things. Actually, if you look at human beings, even if you're dealing with client and you're dealing with team, it's just the same. It's just absolutely the same. When we do the homes, don't we see fights happening? When we deal with the team, we don't see fights happening. It's just important that in the team we are like parents. We know how to handle it, we know how to control it. कभी डांट लेते हैं, कभी प्यार से, कभी समझा के, कभी उनकी बात मान के, गलत है तो भी मान जाते हैं.
Right.
पर प्यार से मना लेते हैं.
Right.
सिमिलरली हम क्लाइंट्स को हैंडल कर लेते हैं.
Right. Absolutely.
कभी प्यार से, कभी डांट के
Right.
मना लेते हैं.
Right. Clearly. Run me through, like, even after so many years with the firm. Do you remember your first project that
Yes.
came through? Yes, I want to dive deep into.
So
what was the first?
project was designing a bathroom. We didn't start this company to make it so big. That was never our thought. We just started this company because I didn't want to sit at home. That was my reason. So I was married into an affluent business family. And in our times, baniya bahu काम नहीं करती थी.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I understand
So,
that.
yes. And our marriage is old. We are 25 years of marriage now. So at that time, it was not a very accepted norm. So I started this because I didn't want to sit at home. So I would do assignments sitting at home, getting work done from architects, or doing it just one bit at a time. So first project was a bathroom, designing a bathroom for a MIG flat. I remember it very clearly. Second was designing a study table. Slowly and steadily, the assignments grew bigger, better. And now we are designing mountains.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Literally, उन्हें किसी client ने पहाड़ खरीदा है, बोला design कर दो. So literally, we are at that stage.
I saw the scale of the projects that you're working with. In the last 4-5 years, what's the most favorite project that you're working on right
How
now?
do you define your children and you decide कि this is your favorite?
I know, you'll have to pick that one and then...
It's nothing called a favorite. It's just that there are some projects which give you creative freedom and some projects bind you in your creativity. So the projects which give you creative freedom are always closer to heart. That's the only difference.
Right, absolutely.
Where I know I can have the liberty to design what I dream of. Most of the time I'm designing what the client dreams of. So when I get that freedom, that generally comes closer to my heart. But there is no favorite picks.
Right. If there could be one project which has been implemented by anybody, could be in any era around the country in India, which you feel that यार ये मैं डिजाइन करती तो मजा आता. Do you ever think about that one project?
I think that one project would be one thing that I really want to redesign, I'm not saying design, is Sabarmati Ashram. We've been there. I think it genuinely needs that touch of earth,
right?
That touch of design and that touch of what India has to offer.
Right.
That one thing I think I would love to redesign. And then there are a lot of architectural work that I admire. And there's no favorite picks among the architects because every work that I look at has something inspirational coming up. Like I was 100%. Yesterday at Satish Gujral's 100 years of celebration. I went to his home to see his architectural work.
Oh, I have seen that too. Lajpat Nagar.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's so nicely designed.
It's just so warm. It's so beautiful. I mean, if for nothing else, I just love the way the whole thing has come up. The whole thing, the Kota stone,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful.
And the courtyards that they have.
So it's wherever you enter, there is inspiration.
Absolutely.
Creativity का ना कोई end नहीं होता.
Right.
Even a tree or a bird can give you inspiration.
Absolutely. Talking about inspiration, I saw on your profile that you take inspiration from a lot of, either your experiences. You recently went to Kashmir, you
Yeah.
took a lot of experiences from there, and you openly talk about those experiences,
Yes.
which in fact reflects in your design.
Yes.
So, talk me through this. Like, how does this work for you?
The inspiration.
The inspiration. Do you travel for inspiration, or is it something that you?
Okay, so let's take it like that. How do we design? We design when we have seen something and then we work in our mind through an imagination and put it onto paper.
Hmm.
What is imagination? Imagination is something we may have seen somewhere, maybe in our childhood,
Hmm.
maybe in a movie scene,
Hmm.
maybe while traveling,
Hmm.
maybe it's just a fairy tale book that I have gone through. Inspiration comes from everything. We just don't understand that it's not something we are building up.
Right.
It's something that we have collected the memories
Hmm.
and then we are just compiling them to make it look like one story.
Right. Absolutely.
When you talk about inspiration, I think it's from everything, from all the books that I've read, all the movies, all the architects that I have talked about, talked to, seen their work. Travel obviously enriches you.
Hmm.
And I've been doing this series of city diaries
Hmm.
where we go to artisans,
Hmm.
not genuinely interior designing or architectural related artisans, but any artisan.
Hmm.
And I listen to their stories. It's just something that's beyond words.
Right.
Beyond words. I mean, हम कश्मीर में डाउनटाउन में गए थे
Hmm.
टू मीट पश्मीना शॉल के आर्टिस्ट
Hmm.
कि शॉल का ऊन कहाँ से आता है, वो धागा कैसे बुनते हैं, वो शॉल कैसे बनती है.
Hmm.
वी ऑल सी पश्मीना शॉल. इनकी एक कहानी है, गाने हैं पश्तो में. वो कारीगर वो गाना गुनगुनाता है, उस गुनगुनाने पे उसके हाथ और पैर चलते हैं
Hmm.
और वो बीट है,
Hmm.
उसके अकॉर्डिंग उस शॉल का वीव आता है.
Ah.
If that song is lost,
Hmm.
that weave is lost, and they don't know Pashto. So I saw how he was singing, how he was moving his hands. That story, imagine that story passed on from the generation to
Generations.
generation. I think that human touch and the stories that they tell कि मेरे बच्चे ने ये बनाया,
Hmm.
फिर वो नमक वाली चाय पिलाएंगे, जमीन पे बैठ के पिलाएंगे, वो जो कहानियां होती है ना, वो क्रिएटिविटी लाती है आज.
Hmm.
That is where actually the stories lies, and all we are doing is getting our client stories into reality.
Exactly.
So we have to have a book, encyclopedia of stories.
Absolutely. I mean, whatever I've understood from our conversation so far is that you are basically weaving stories in the form of architecture for
Correct.
people.
So the more the stories I have, the better is the architecture.
100%.
So that's
This was such a beautiful story. I think this would remain with me for a very long time. Beautiful. This is beautiful.
glad you liked it.
So, Sapna, in 20 years, where you scaled this firm to, was there something you had to unlearn about scaling, about business, about design, and then probably relearn it again a different way?
I think a lot. I think the most important thing is that doing everything yourself is strength, but that's false. It isn't. I think leadership is more about systems. It's about trust. It's
Hmm.
about letting go. It's about trusting without losing your standards. I think that one thing is very important
Hmm.
because we just as leaders, as in when we grow, we don't understand that it's so important to let go. And that's where things change. Because
Right.
unless the vessel is free to have something else, you can't have anything else.
Hmm.
It's so full. If I have everything on my plate, how would I even think about anything?
Right.
So that I think is one major unlearning.
Absolutely. Sapna, I also saw that there were a lot of jury you were a part of.
Yes.
There were a lot of awards you were a part
Yes.
of. There's a lot of publications about your project. Does marketing play a role in building or scaling a firm in the process of it?
Yes, it does.
Do you want to share your 2 cents on it?
Honestly, it does. Unless you show your work, how will the world even know that you have done that work? So, social media, obviously, it's not our age, social media. I mean, we don't come from an age of social media only. We have to learn Instagram, we have to learn Facebook. I had to go through it.
Hmm.
And the younger generation is born with it.
Hmm.
They know it like we knew ABC. So,
Right.
they know it. Obviously, to our age, we have to learn all these techniques. Uh, Marketing definitely works, there is no denial to it. But what works the most is the truth in your work.
Absolutely.
There is nothing which can be more important than that.
Hmm.
So if you are truthful to your work and your attitude towards your client will get you what marketing cannot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It can get you to a certain level, but beyond that, your design and your attitude works.
Marketing can only, as you rightly said, it can only get you to a certain level. Beyond that, it's your work which will speak. Your
Hmm.
work, your attitude towards your client, your attitude towards your team. Your team will be yours only if you have a certain type of an attitude.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, I can proudly say I can take a bullet for my team. My team will take a bullet for me. I mean, it's not something we have developed overnight.
Yeah.
It's something we have cultivated as a culture in our company. It took us years
Hmm.
to cultivate that. But then, I think what I would say is that this new generation, the quick rise situation,
Yeah.
is something which is a fallacy. It
Hmm.
just doesn't work.
Hmm.
It'll give you a certain height instantly,
Hmm. Instant gratification.
and then
Yeah.
it suddenly vanishes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What you talked about the team. I feel that as a leader, who you are reflects in your team. That is why I think probably you said that I will take a bullet for my team and so will my team.
Yes.
It's a reflection of you basically.
Yes, I think I think the life is actually a mirror of your own personality. So not just my team, my family,
Hmm.
my clients, for that matter, you. It's
Absolutely.
all a reflection of what I have invited in my life.
Right. Absolutely.
So I've invited some very beautiful souls.
Thank you so much. All right, Sapna. So now we will be getting on your, nerves and getting to this one segment, rapid fire, where we want to understand how you think quickly as a designer and what are your choices. ठीक है जी. First question: what do you love designing the most? Residential spaces or commercial?
Residential.
Why? Give me a one line.
It's more connect with the emotion, and I'm a spiritual being. I think anybody can tell that.
All right. Designing alone or collaborating with the team?
With team, 100%, no second thought about it.
What do you love as a finish more in terms of flooring? Marble or a wood finish?
Wood,
Okay.
more warm,
Absolutely.
more me.
One detail that clients usually overlook.
What detail clients usually overlook? I think lighting temperature.
Oh, that's so important.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
They generally overlook lighting temperature.
Right,
It's one
right.
thing सारे projects में miss करते हैं clients.
Absolutely. All right. Side days or studio days?
100% side days. It's fun to be amongst labor, understand, have food with them. नीचे जमीन पे बैठ के खाना खाओ, इतना मजा आता है. उससे ज़्यादा अच्छा क्या होता है?
There's always that one tree on a side जिसके नीचे सब बैठ के खाना खाते हैं.
बहुत सुंदर होता है.
Perfect. A trend you are tired of seeing?
A trend I am tired of seeing. I think overdone luxury.
Okay. If you could give me one more line to explain this. Maximalism?
Maybe, not maximalism, but everything overdone. जो देखा सब उठा के लगा दिया. Just tired of that.
Right. I get that. Okay. Biggest red flag when you meet a new client?
Biggest red flag.
That instantly makes you go, okay, इनके साथ नहीं करना है. It's better to not do that.
When they always talk about what the Jonases do, I want the same. That's something that I think design is more about context. It's not about comparison.
Absolutely. It's so personal that it should reflect you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
one thing.
All right. Last question. One space in Indian homes that deserves more attention.
Truly, I think ancillary spaces.
Oh.
Servant areas, ancillary spaces are generally not valued in Indian context. Some space that I think needs a little more attention.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So, Swapna, before we close, I want to ask you one thing. That what do you feel or what do you suggest इंडिया में जिस तरीके से आर्किटेक्चर को या इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग को परसीव किया जाता है what can you know extend your thoughts on this कि how can that perception can change?
I think people should stop treating their design as decoration. They should start treating it like a long-term thinking. You know, the home has to outlive your trends.
Absolutely.
And it should actually outlive your mistakes also.
Wow, so, how beautiful too.
That's, I think, something that we need to change.
Right. All right. And before we leave, I also want that if there is somebody who wants to be an architect today, be an interior designer today, there's so much talk about, what is happening in the industry. If you want to lend them some motivation or one thing you want to tell them that is great about this industry, so that they listen to you and they're instantly like, okay, I want to, go into this field, what would that be?
I think more than anything, what's more important is they have to build their skill before they build their image. Because growth is something that comes with patience.
Right.
You can't be an Instagrammer and think that you'll be able to deliver the best of the projects. It comes with more experience. And I think your voice will only become stronger when your work becomes very consistent. So just don't find shortcuts.
Right.
Don't Pinterest, copy paste. Something that's individually yours, your soul, is something that will always outstand and outshine.
That makes so much sense, Sapna.
Yeah.
All right, Sapna, it was a great time having this chat with you. Thank you so much for your time.
The pleasure is all mine, and thank you so much for
having us.
Today.